Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
And together we are Backyard Musings. We're broadcasting from, I'm in Utah still.
I'm in Apple Valley. And we are the Science and Technology Channel. That has not changed.
We are going to be back in the backyard Monday because I start heading back Friday. And we'll get to Apple Valley Saturday evening. So we'll be back in the backyard Monday, definitely for you.
Gotcha.
All right. Professor Shalom Lappin advocates for urgent international AI regulation, IP reform, and workforce preparedness to ensure AI development serves the public good, not just corporate interests. And I might add, it doesn't wipe out humanity, turn them into Terminators. Okay. As artificial intelligence rapidly reshapes the world, international regulation of tech giants, reforms to intellectual property laws, and planning for major shifts in the job market should be at the top of the agenda for global policymakers. Would you like to know more?
That's the message from AI expert Professor Shalom Lappin, who represents a powerful case backed by research in his new book, Understanding the Artificial Intelligence Revolution. Quote, the public domain and its citizens need to play a major role in determining the framework within which AI technology continues to develop. And that is being argued by Dr. Lappin, who holds positions at Queen Mary University of London, King's College London, and the University of Gothenburg in, really? Gotham City?
I was going to see if you catch it. Gothenburg and Gotham City.
You're going to get us in trouble.
Rather than focusing on far-off sci-fi fears, well, wait a second, okay? I don't know if it's sci-fi fears here. I mean, this could be real, man.
This is real, right?
Yeah.
AI here. You can type in, I mean, I don't know how to do it, but you can ask a question. You can have a report, input that report and say, give me your opinion on that. And this crazy thing will give you its opinion.
Yeah.
How does it do that?
Well, it's smart. It learns. Maybe some other one out of billions of people asked that question a couple days ago or a month ago. So it learns, you know?
Yeah, not a big fan. I'm like that sheriff in Florida. It needs to be killed, graveyard dead.
Yeah, so fears about super intelligent machines. Lappin zeroes in on the real immediate challenges that AI presents today. Well, you got to keep looking forward because that's what could happen in the future. These include corporate power over AI development, the spread of online misinformation, and the urgent need for smart, proactive policy decisions.
What is this going to do to the scammers?
Oh, it might up their game.
Oh,
it might up their game.
I see that. I mean, they're so on it now that I think this is going to take it to the next level. This is a sad deal. Lappin identifies tech monopolization as a critical concern. Large companies now dominate AI development. Yeah, like big tech, right? With tech companies creating 32 major machine learning models in 2022, which are while universities produced only 3. This concept, and that's probably because of money, right? They got big tech's got a lot more money. This concentration of power, he argues, allows corporations to shape research priorities according to commercial interests rather than public benefit.
So, Scott, you mentioned scammers. So we just want to let the viewers know, if you see something fishy, if you get an email, check where the email comes from. If it says, oh, you need to log in and check your whatever account, look at what, where that email came from, the actual email address. And if it looks fishy, if it's not from, what you would expect, like SoCalEdison.com or .org or whatever, just double check it and don't fall for it, because they're getting pretty tricky with this AI.
Yeah. So one thing I can tell you, being of the age to collect Social Security, so the Social Security Administration will tell you right out, they do not communicate certain ways. So if you get a an email asking for your updated information from the SSA department, delete it and report it.
Right.
And credit card companies, I think, are the same way. I don't think they're doing that much anymore, where they're asking for people to update information on email or text. So just be wary out there. I mean, it's the real deal. And I'm just going to give you an example. I mean, maybe we don't have time, but so I have a friend who had an account, a credit card account, and it was almost maxed out, and she was making like just monthly minimum payments. And so somebody got a hold of her account and somehow was able to get her bank, where she was getting these minimum payments made by, to pay off the whole account.
Oh, that's nice of them. Thank you.
Yeah. And they were able to get money from another account, not even her account, and added that money to her balance. So now she went from being maxed out to having a credit balance almost twice her limit. And then she had like 4 or 5 fraudulent charges. And so
they pay off the card, then they charge stuff to the card.
So they can use it. Right. So they're getting very creative. So they're not just going after accounts that are available. They're going after accounts that may be maxed out, and they figure out a way to pay them off. So be wary of automatic payment on those kind of things too, because they'll get you. So anyway, just
environmental damage presents another urgent challenge. Training ChatGPT-4 reportedly consumed approximately 50 gigawatt hours of electricity, equivalent to the annual usage of thousands of American households. We've been talking about this, that AI consumes a lot of energy.
We did talk about that with those little portable nuclear generators. Yeah,
yes.
They're zeroing in on those.
The manufacturing of microchips for AI systems involves toxic chemicals. Well, I don't see how that's any different for any chip. Vast amounts of water and enormous quantities of electricity, with chip factories consuming up to 100 megawatts per hour. I feel kind of guilty now because one of my laptops is an AI chip laptop, so I feel kind of guilty now.
To address these challenges, Professor Lappin outlined several key policy priorities. First, comprehensive international regulation of tech companies is essential. Well, they're not going to go for that. As individual countries lack sufficient resources and enforcement powers to address these global issues, international trade agreements could provide mechanisms for imposing effective regulations. Yeah, they're not going to like that. Big tech is not going to like being regulated.
No, they're not. Second, intellectual property rights must be reformed to ensure rights holders are compensated when their work is used to train AI systems. Quote, at a minimum, these companies should be required to receive the consent of the copyright holders for the protected data that they use. In the interest of transparency, they should also be obliged to list the materials on which their systems are trained, notes Lappin. So I like to watch Star Wars stuff, just me personally, on YouTube. And there are a lot of content creators out there that will create a trailer for something coming in 2026 or 27, Star Wars based, and it looks legit. I mean, it looks like Keanu Reeves is going to play a part, and Millie Bobby Brown is going to play some Jedi, and and you're looking at this like, wow, this is a huge AI fake. I mean, is it going to be real? Are they going to do it? And so they're using these actors' likenesses, and you're wondering, get you kind of excited that Keanu Reeves would enter the Star Wars universe, but is it real?
Or bogus.
He'd make an awesome villain, an awesome Sith, you know what I'm saying? But
or a good guy too, right? He'd be a great good guy too, right?
Yeah.
John Wick enters the Star Wars the Star Wars family.
Yeah, he could be a master. Anyways, so there's stuff like that. I'm just talking about Star Wars. There's other stuff,
Lappin also addresses widespread bias in AI decision-making systems across healthcare, hiring, and financial services. He suggests that effective measures must be policy-led and implemented to combat disinformation and hate speech online. balancing free expression with protection from harmful content, as current self-regulation by tech companies has proven ineffective. Yeah,
So I got a problem with this. I mean, who determines what is disinformation? Who determines what is hate speech? You know, I mean,
I
the
don't
most
know.
innocuous thing that you say could be hateful to someone else,
Are you
but
gonna
it's
are you gonna
harmless to you.
are you gonna turn it over to Chat GPT to make that decision?
I don't know. That's why I think this is really sus. Talking about disinformation and hate speech. You know, I
Yeah,
think it's sus. All right, is it my turn or your turn?
your turn.
All right. He argues that disinformation and deepfakes represent a tangible threat as generative AI becomes increasingly sophisticated. Distinguishing fact from fiction grows more difficult. Quote, we could soon find ourselves living in an environment where separating fact from malicious fiction becomes increasingly difficult. At that point, the shared beliefs needed to sustain cohesion within the public domain begin to give way to doubt, recrimination, and chaos, Lappin warns.
Hmm. Finally, governments must prepare for potential widespread job displacement as AI automation extends across various sectors. Significant public investment in services and alternative forms of employment will be necessary to prevent major social disruption. You know, there's always something that people can fall back on. I think, I don't know how widespread this would be as far as job displacement goes, but guys, I mean, these guys that work in this field already, their minds are like just moving a mile a minute. They'll come up with their own stuff. I don't think I think that's the least issue of it. I think the stuff that we talked about before, just this thing taking over, just taking over and just
Yeah.
running with it, and then how can you stop it? I don't know.
So Lappin makes a quote. He says, to finish this off, these are not matters that we can afford to leave solely to the vicissitudes of the market and the tech companies that play such a dominant role in shaping that market, Lappin concludes. So I would point out that you're familiar with Battlestar Galactica, the colonies, the 12 colonies.
Right.
The downfall of that government, of that society, species, was AI. They started creating a virtual world that people would go into and just, they could do whatever they wanted in that virtual world. They could kill people. They could anything. And then the AI developed into the chip, which went to the Cylons, which then the Cylons started to evolve and they revolted. And anyways, I know it's sci-fi, but I mean,
it's coming.
It's not too far fetched for that to happen.
It's coming. Yeah. This is crazy. Well, they've been doing that virtual reality stuff for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And you could, instead of even having to go to a virtual reality store, I guess, or facility, now you can do it in your own home, right? You can buy these devices that you put on, and it's
just imagine where the morality of the public goes when you can do anything you want in virtual. Anything you want. You want to kill animals? Do it in virtual reality. Kill people? Do it. Sex? Do it. It's just going to be so appealing,
Right.
Crazy.
Satan.
I don't know. We sound like doomsayers, but you got to think about it.
Yeah, that's why I'm just not a big fan of this. I think it's just too could be too open to harm.
Yeah, give us your comments on this. Let us know what you think. And it's just not that we want to know, but other people that are listening and watching, they want to know too. We can communicate we're a community right here. 628 people strong. We're a community.
Yeah, let us know. And again, this AI thing is really, I know it's been around for a bit, but it's really disturbing to me. But, let me know what you think. Let us know what you think.
All right. Thanks, folks, for sticking this long with us in this podcast.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Take care, everyone. Thanks.